If you want to be a part of the conversation before it happens here on YouTube, click that link in the description to join the free Courtside Financial Discord. What's going on, everyone? My name's Obi, and welcome back to Courtside Financial, the podcast where we talk about business and technology. Today, we got some interesting news about Trump's strategies for Chinese EVs, a world record-breaking battery development from Zeekr, and then we're going to be talking about NIO strategies as it pertains to battery technology. So this is going to be a super interesting, super insightful video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and share the video. All your engagement really does go a long way in helping out the channel. You guys help us to reach a broader audience and gain wider viewership. So thank you so much for your support, and those of you who show up every day, greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So let me paint the picture of what's happening right now. And by right now, I mean literally today. Just today, we got word that Trump's team is completely planning to reshape the entire EV landscape. And when I say reshape, I mean they're looking to tear down pretty much everything that the Biden administration has built up in America. Let's break down exactly what's on the table. The $7,500 EV tax credit, well, that's getting axed. Those federal charging station initiatives, well, they want to repurpose that money into national defense priorities. Emission standards, they're talking about rolling them back to 2019 levels, and that means allowing about 25% more emissions per vehicle than their 2025 limits. And get this, they want to block California from setting its own vehicle emission standards, which currently influences more than a dozen other states. Well, here's where it gets really interesting for investors. They're planning to use Section 232 tariffs. Yes, the national security ones, to limit imports of basically everything related to the EV supply chain. We're talking graphite, batteries, permanent magnets, you name it. And this isn't just affecting China either. South Korea has also invested $56 billion in the US during Biden's term. So South Korea could potentially be hit hard too. We're looking at potential tariffs that could cost companies like Hyundai and Kia an additional $286 million and $143 million per month respectively. Definitely not chump change, folks. Now, while all this is happening on the policy front, let's talk about what's happening on the technology side, because this is where things get interesting. Zeekr just dropped an absolute bombshell on the industry with their new battery technology. We're talking about going from 10% to 80% charge in a matter of just 10.5 minutes. And before you ask, yes, this works in cold weather too. Even at 14 degrees Fahrenheit, they're promising under 30-minute charging times. That's definitely game-changing technology here. Let's put this into perspective. Tesla's supercharging network offers up to 200 miles of range within 15 minutes. Polestar's 5's prototype is slightly faster at 10 minutes for 10 to 18% charge. From 10 to 80% charge, my bad. But Zeekr is doing this with lithium iron phosphate batteries, which are typically considered to be cheaper, safer than traditional nickel, cobalt, manganese batteries. And they're not just showing off their tech, they're backing it up with some serious infrastructure plans right now. They've got 500 ultra-fast charging stations with 2,700 piles, but by 2026, they're aiming for 10,000 ultra-fast charging piles. That's the kind of aggressive scaling that makes you sit up and pay attention. Now let's talk about NIO though, because their strategy and all of this is pretty fascinating. I already talked about this on the channel, but they recently partnered with a university in Hong Kong Polytechnic University, and they're working on some seriously cutting edge stuff. We're talking about ultra lightweight, ultra thin flexible composite films, new collector technology for both lithium ion and solid state batteries, and dramatic improvements in battery energy density. But here's what I found interesting about NIO's approach in relation to all of this. They've actually made a strategic pivot, and I think it could be crucial in changing the overall landscape. Initially, NIO was going all in on battery manufacturing. They had an 800-person R&D team. They were planning a 40 gigawatt hour plant, and they had committed over 1 billion yuan in annual R&D investment, but they shifted gears. Instead of trying to do everything in-house, they're now focusing on design while partnering with established manufacturers. They're working with CATL, CALB, BYD, and of course WeLion. This pivot could turn out to be absolutely brilliant, and here's why. There's risk management. By not putting all of their eggs in the manufacturing basket, they're more adaptable to change. There's cost efficiency. They realized that in-house manufacturing wasn't actually going to improve gross margins in the short term. There's also focus. They can focus on their core competencies while leaving battery production to the experts. And there's flexibility. They can work with a vast array of suppliers, potentially reducing risk. So let's put this all together. Today's news. We've got potentially a major market shift in the US that could reshape the entire EV supply chain. We've got breakthrough battery technologies out of China and NIO's strategic pivot to a more flexible partnership-based approach. What does all this mean? I think that we're entering a period where flexibility and adaptability are the keys to success. Companies that can navigate both technological advancement and geopolitical challenges will come out on top. For NIO bulls like myself, I think there's several things to watch. How their partnership strategy develops, especially with BYD in the mix, the ability to leverage these partnerships for technological advancement, their potential response to US policies, especially regarding supply chain, and the performance of their semi-solid state batteries, especially in real-world conditions. Before we close out, let me leave you with this thought. The EV industry is about to enter a new phase. It's not just about who can make the best cars anymore, but who can adapt in this new reality of geopolitical tensions, technological breakthroughs, and shifting business models. What do you think about all these developments? I'd love to hear your commentary down below in the comments section. Do you think that NIO's partnership model that they're kind of adapting for battery manufacturing is smart, or do you think that they should keep on focusing in that area? And what do you think about what the Trump administration is doing in the US in regards to EVs? What do you think about Zeekr's battery breakthrough? Want to hear everything that you guys have to say and your opinions on it. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you found this episode informative, insightful, useful, at the very least entertaining, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and click the notification bell icon. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.